Hi everyone, and welcome to this video where I will share with you an app, a one thing app that I created for myself to keep myself more on track, to be able to do all my tasks. So in my last video, I shared with you how a journey or a joy map might be a good idea, especially if you have so many ideas, 1,000 ideas, and it just doesn't stop and you don't know even where to start. What I found like the most helpful is an app where I quickly just type in what I want to do and collect it in a very flexible way, and then I put a timer. So I quickly say, hey, I want to start this app, I want to start this activity, I want to start this video, I want to create dinner with friends, I want to organize it. So whatever I want to do, and especially whatever I have to do, I put this in the app. And then I put it in the app and I just quickly say, hey, how many minutes do I want to work on it? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 50 minutes? And that's what I will be doing. And while the timer is starting, that's exactly then where I work. And often what I realize is that I work way longer than I kind of think that I want to work on it, because beforehand it's so dreadful, it's really difficult for me to focus. But the moment I put the timer on, I know, okay, it's only 10 minutes, it's only 5 minutes, it's only 15 minutes, and then I'm done. And then I already did a very good chunk of the work. And even if sometimes, there are some of those tasks that take ages. So I had a recent task where I had to do some financial planning, and it took me a very long time to actually do it. And it's not so much about the planning, which I actually enjoy, but it's more about some nitty-gritty details where you have to sort numbers, where you have to kind of move one number to another number. And AI is doing a good job, but just not as good as I hoped it would be, especially for cleaning up data. And so that was a very dreadful task for me. And so what I would make sure is that I put it in the app and it would track me my time. And in that sense, I would feel very proud because I also saw how many minutes I would actually work on that task. And so that was extremely helpful. And now I use my one thing app or task app or however you call it for so many different tasks just because it's so helpful. And whenever I feel I really need to do something and I just can't concentrate, I can't focus, then I basically open this app and I just say, okay, this is a task I really need to work on. I put my timer, I can always stop, but often I actually go overboard. So I work way more than the initial 10 minutes. And that's like a real game changer for me. And for that reason, I wanted to make it possible for everyone else to also use that app because it's very easy. I created it very quickly via Claude, via VS Code, so Claude Code and VS Code. It was very simple. And I basically just said, hey, this is what I want to build. This is what I think might be very helpful for me from like what I learned from beforehand about how I work and how people work with 1,000 ideas. And so that's what I did. I let it create for me this app, and now it's available. I made it public. It's public in GitHub. You can directly use it. You can either use the link and put it on your phone or open it in your browser, or like web browser or desktop browser, and then you can just start. You share it, you add it to your home screen, 30 seconds, and you're done. But you just have to make sure that you download it on a regular basis so that you're not losing data whenever you might just, by accident, for example, remove all the history on your browser. But despite that, you can just use it as long as you want. You can copy paste your data out, so you always have a history. But what I realized is it's mainly helpful for in the moment. So history is great, obviously, so you can see like what did you actually achieve in a month or 2 months or 3 months. But most importantly, it's just there for you to use it whenever you need it. and to in that way be way more effective with especially those tasks that you really don't like. It's called One Thing, and you find the link in the description. So try it out. I would be super happy to learn how you like it, and I will also give you all the instructions so you can directly work with it. And happy tasking! See you next time.